Did you notice what a couple of big companies outside of mobile telecoms have recently said? The world's largest desktop manufacturer, PC manufacturer, Hewlett-Packard, so much regrets leaving mobile that they are now launching smartphones again. The world's largest laptop manufacturer, Lenovo, so much believes in mobile, they bought the Motorola handset business. One of the world's first PC makers, the world's largest tablet maker, Apple, changed its name from Apple Computer. As a computer manufacturer in the 1990s, Apple was nearly bankrupt. Now they call themselves a mobile company, and they're the most profitable company on the planet. Intel, the world's largest chip manufacturer, is launching a new smartphone operating system with Samsung. Microsoft, the world's largest software company, paid $7 billion, 700 billion rupee, to buy the Nokia handset business. That's how much Microsoft believes in mobile. Google, the world's largest internet company, says the future of the internet is mobile. Facebook, the world's largest social media company, says the future of social media is mobile. Electronic Arts, the world's largest gaming company, says that the way to make money in gaming is mobile. BBC, the world's largest broadcaster, says all television and radio content will be available on mobile. WPP, the world's largest advertising giant. This is like Ogilvy and all these different parts. They have the different advertising agencies they own. Chairman of WPP, Sir Martin Sorrell, says the biggest growth in advertising is mobile. There has never been this kind of consensus. There has never been this kind of consensus across so many different industry leaders where they agree that the same thing is changing their future. This did not happen with the railroad. This did not happen with electricity. This did not happen with the telephone. This did not happen with the computer, and this did not happen with the internet. But now, in the last 3 years, so many different global industry leaders are saying the same thing: my business will become mobile. This is the biggest economic opportunity there ever was for technology and for media. That I could expect. That's what I wrote about in my books. The interesting part was, did you hear what Visa said? The world's largest credit card company says the future of payments is mobile. Macy's, the world's largest department store, now invites customers to use their camera phones inside the stores to take pictures of what they're buying. Starbucks, the world's largest coffee chain, says the #1 priority for Starbucks is not coffee beans, is not location, is mobile. This is changing everything. Absolutely everything. There are mobile solutions from farming, from fishing, from forest management, from funeral parlors, putting people underground, and we are now starting to put mobile phones and mobile connections and QR codes with them. There has never been an industry like this. That's why I want to share with you. So let's take, oops, why am I on this slide? Oh, yeah, no, that's right. So let's look at the numbers. So we heard earlier today that the world has passed already 1.75 billion smartphones. There are more than 7 billion people. We have just passed the point 2 months ago when there are more mobile phone subscriptions on the planet than human beings. At the end of this year, we will be at 7.2 billion mobile phone subscriptions, active paid accounts, than human beings, 7.1 billion. No technology ever has come close. Look at radio, look at television, look at computers, look at internet. Nothing comes close. Not even technology like the pen and paper. We know in Nepal there are many people who are illiterate. They have no use for pen and paper, but they do have a mobile phone because they can talk. This is a technology that exceeds the reach of electricity. There's a wonderful story from the border of India and Pakistan where there's a village on the India side which doesn't have electricity. They are putting their telephones on the bus and they get them charged on the Pakistan side and bringing them back to India next day so that they can use their mobile phones. The United Nations has measured that there are more people who have mobile phones today than have access to running water. Meaning that people, there's less use for toothbrushes than there are mobile phones. There's never been a technology like this before. There's never been a technology like this before. But you all in this room, you are all in it. You are all mobilistas. You know who used to be the richest man on the planet? Bill Gates from the computer industry? No longer the richest man on the planet today. Richest man on the planet today is Carlos Slim from Mexico, a mobilista, mobile guy. Richest man on the planet. This is the future. This is where everything is going. But it's only starting. Look at this. The development of the smartphone price point. I made this calculation in year 2010. I took the best smartphones we had on the planet. That was the iPhone 4, that was the BlackBerry Bold, the Samsung Galaxy, the Nokia N8. Take the specifications of that phone, year 2010. 3.5-inch screen, 8-megapixel camera, 3G, Wi-Fi, standard touchscreen device. And then apply Moore's law. Those of you who study computers know Moore's law. Moore's law says that every 18 months, the computing power doubles. The chips that we can put on computer chips will double in power every 18 months. Moore's law also means that if you want to deliver the same computing power, delivering the same computing power 18 months from now only costs half what it costs today. We've all seen this in our laptops. We've all seen it in our smartphones. They are constantly getting faster and better, or a similar device gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. When you apply Moore's law through 10 years, you notice that that phone that used to cost $600, that's 60,000 rupee roughly without subsidy and without local taxes. So if that phone costs 60,000 rupee, it should cost 1,000 rupee, 1,000 rupee to deliver the same specification smartphone by year 2019. Every 18 months, it should cost half what it costs before. This is what I argued in 2010. The nice thing with this is that there's a clear, definite timeline. We can test this theory every 18 months. The next point to test it is now, December 2014. The phone that I found in May in China, there's a phone by a phone manufacturer called Jiazhu. The phone model is G2F, has a 4.3-inch touchscreen screen, 3G, Wi-Fi, GPS, 8-megapixel camera. It was launched in May. It cost 499 yuan, 499 RMB. That is $81 US. This is absolutely consistent with my theory that when I now look for this phone, this type of phone in December, I promise you I will find one for $75 now. That means that everyone in Nepal who can afford to buy a cup of tea, everyone in Nepal who can afford to buy a newspaper, whether they want to buy one or not, by year 2019, we can sell them a smartphone for $10. That's not going to be the iPhone. Obviously, Apple will give us then the iPhone 9, which will have teleportation and time travel, right? And they'll, cost, like $990. But we can sell the exact same specifications of the world's best smartphone from year 2010, and we can sell it profitably year 2019 for only $10. 1,000 rupee. This means every phone will become a smartphone. By the end of this decade, they will no longer sell new feature phones, new basic phones, new dumb phones. In Nepal, it will still take several years for the old Nokias and the old, simple phones to be out of circulation, but they will be. That time is coming. Roughly year 2024, every phone in use in Nepal will be a smartphone. Every phone in use in Nepal will be a smartphone. Your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, your aunts, they all will have a touch-screen smartphone with GPS, with 3G, with Wi-Fi, and with a nice camera. They all will, even though today they don't have much use for the phone they have today. So that's where we are going. Now, how about that consumer? We look at our phone. We heard earlier the statistic used to be 150 times per day. There's just a fresh new update. We have the latest numbers from England. This is of smartphone users, not all phone users. But in England, Techmark measured and found that the average smartphone user looks at their mobile phone 221 times per day. We're all like that. We all have smartphones. You're looking at your mobile phone once every 4 minutes and 16 seconds of every single waking hour of every single day. There has never been a technology which is this addictive and this much used by us. But then I wanted to find some statistics that can help you. I haven't seen any numbers from Nepal, but I was in Vietnam last year. I saw these numbers from Vietnam. Vietnam is about 1 year ahead of you when it comes to national penetration rate of mobile phones and when it comes to smartphone penetration. So these would be roughly comparable to what Nepal would look like today. 70% use the mobile internet while in bed. 22% of the population use the internet on the mobile phone. That will be similar to what you have here in Nepal. 17% of them are using the mobile phone mobile internet while watching TV. Yes, and 6% use it when they're in the toilet. This is human nature. This is us. We all do this. Then another one, I was just in South Africa. South Africa is about 2 years ahead of Nepal. So these are now fresh numbers from South Africa 2014. So if you want to imagine what will Nepal look like roughly end of 2016, these would roughly be the kind of things that you will find. This is what South Africans do with their mobile phones. 85% of them send SMS text messages. Of course, it is the most used service on the planet. 62% of them take pictures. Downloading music, voting on television, etc. You will all get these slides. You can look at them later and use this information to help you do some of your planning for your business ideas and so forth. But then an interesting point I wanted to show, I know the United States is not directly comparable to Nepal, but I wanted to show you this so you can put in context all of those silly news articles that SMS text messaging is dying. You will see regularly all kind of tech press writing stories that SMS is dead, that WhatsApp is killing SMS, that people are no longer using SMS, etc. This is a 2014 survey of 7,000 American teenagers. Facebook generation. And look at these numbers. First of all, compare the part in blue. Obviously, young people do not use voice calls anymore. The usage of text messaging compared to voice calls, astronomical difference. But look at Facebook. Compare this. If you take the total audience, teenage audience in America, home of Facebook America, and you try to reach your teenage audience to sell them your application, get it to download it and test it, and then compare to SMS, text messages reaches, what's the percentage? 43% larger audience than only using Facebook. I don't mean don't use Facebook. I mean use SMS text messaging in addition to Facebook. This makes sense. This is human nature. This is what we do. This is what the statistics tell us about human behavior. But of course, then there's this kind of stuff that even I did not see coming. A university study in Britain now proves that if children, teenagers, school kids, use SMS text messaging to send messages to each other, their vocabulary does not suffer, their spelling does not suffer, their grammar does not suffer. Parents were worried that children use this lousy language that is not proper English and it's going to ruin their English skills. Now it's been tested. An honest, real, university peer-reviewed study, and they find that no, actually the opposite is true. Grammar skills actually improve when you use short messages, and you are forced to think more efficiently on how to use the power of language. And definitely spelling skills, vocabulary skills do not suffer. What can we do with this? Very simple stuff. From South Africa, for example, they have this service called Please Call Me. Please Call Me is a free text message that anyone can send from any phone in South Africa to any network to any phone in South Africa. Send it for free and it tells your friend, please call me. Your friend knows you, they know who it came from, and they will call you. Here we do it with those missed calls, that we call someone and we hang up so that, they get the signal that, oh, I need to call. But why not do it like this, as a media? These are advertising sponsored. Look at the numbers. 100% of South Africans have received a message. And six out of 7 people have sent a please call me message to someone at some point when you ran out of your balance on your phone, or you have some kind of a problem and you just want them to call you, so you don't call them. And then we have the silly stuff from America. 10% of Americans admit they've used their mobile phone while having sex. So yeah, I mean that this is a crazy technology. We're doing absolutely weird stuff with this. On a more practical level, New Zealand. 1/3 out of New Zealand total population. This is not smartphone users, this is not teenagers. 1/3 of the New Zealand total population has been in a situation where they had an argument with someone, or a discussion or debate, or they were making a bet, or they were in a pub quiz or something, and they didn't know what the answer was, so they went into their pocket and Googled it, found out the answer. The truth is in my pocket. Imagine what this does to the relationship between information and human beings, data and human beings, knowledge and human beings. This doesn't eliminate the need for a teacher, but this totally changes the relationship of what we have with information. If we know that we can get the cricket score and we can find it accurately from the mobile phone, or the football championship from 1968 in Mexico and who won it, and we don't need to argue anymore. We can go and find it from Wikipedia or Google it or find the score. So, how about mobile and media? I was the person who argued that mobile is the 7th mass media, so I put all of the mass media in their chronological order. Oldest mass media is print. Print is over 500 years old. Then we got recordings, cinema, radio, television, internet, and mobile. Every one of you knows that we can show the same James Bond movie in the cinema, and we can show the same James Bond movie on television. But television and cinema are different mass media. In the cinema, we have to collect the people at the same time to show it on the big screen. We charge them every time when they come in. If you want to see James Bond 2 times, you have to pay again. On television, we broadcast it for the whole nation. Everyone who tunes into the right channel will see the movie, and then we show some advertising to pay so that we can show the movie there. We understand that television is a different media from movies, cinema, even though they have some of the same content. I was the one who argued that the internet is different from mobile in the same way. We have a lot of similar content, but mobile is different. Mobile has content you cannot do on the internet. Ringing tones. How many of you have installed a ringing tone onto your laptop? Nobody. There is no business in it. If I can show you a functioning business on a mass media that is not functional on another, it is a different media. That's absolute proof. Today, the media experts all agree. The Associated Press teaches news journalists that mobile is a different media from the internet. You have to mobile optimize. Mobile optimize, we hear it everywhere. We hear it from Google, we hear it from Yahoo, we hear it from all of the experts in the industry. I was the one who argued it, and initially with the 7 mass media taxonomy. But the good outcome that came out of 7 mass media is this one. If you have a camera phone, this is the picture you might want to take. This is the most valuable slide I will show you. Mobile has 7 unique benefits that you do not have on television, you do not have on the internet, you do not have in print or cinema or radio. 9 unique abilities on which you can make satisfied customers. You can get more money from your customers. You want to educate, you get better educated children. You want to heal people. They heal better using these abilities. You want to do government services? Here's the way we get the votes. Here is where we get the people to support your party, and so forth. 9 unique abilities of mobile that no other media has. Don't copy the internet. Use the 9 unique abilities of mobile. Don't copy the news headline from the newspaper. Use the unique abilities of mobile. So I'm going to look at each one of these and show you a specific example that's kind of relevant to us today. So we start with mobile as the first personal mass media, and the example I come is from the area of education. I know education was one of the areas that you were looking in your apps. So from Kenya, we have a wonderful education service that runs on SMS. Helps students prepare for the national Kenya high school entry exams. These are mandatory exams that everyone at the age of 12 has to take in Kenya, and depending on how well you do in these exams, you get accepted to a high school, a better high school or not. So, when you get these services, it costs, what was it? It cost $1, 10 cents per week. So that's 100 rupee per week. And you get text messages that will let you test, practice for math or English or whatever you are studying, and even your responses are included. So you're sending your responses by SMS, they are also included. Look at the results. If a student uses this service alone, they score on average 5% better in the national exams. This is a reason why every single parent loves this already. But look at the last point. If you involve the teacher in the classroom, using this together as a teaching tool, that classroom average score goes up by 11%. If you are a parent, take this slide and show it to the principal of your school and say, we need to do this here now. If you're a grandparent, this is what you want for your grandchildren. We need to do this in every single education district on the planet, not just Nepal, everywhere. This is beautiful. I mean that this is the tool that every single child has, they want to use, they love. If we use that tool to help them learn, they learn more. If we involve the teacher in the process, they learn even better. Beautiful. This is how we should be using mobile. So, unique benefit number 2, mobile is permanently connected. Example comes from Ghana. Was it Ghana? This is in West Africa. Hershey offers cocoa. Hershey makes chocolate. So they are having cocoa farms. So they are offering SMS-based help and advice for farmers to farm better. When is the time to irrigate your field? When is the time to collect your crop? What is the weather report? Things like that. Look what happened to the yield of the farmers. Farmer yield goes up 15 to 40%. 15 to 40, 40% better yield on a free service sponsored by Hershey. Because what does Hershey get out of this? From Hershey's regular farmers, they get 40% more cocoa production. They love it. Farmer for the same effort that he does on his farming, he gets 40% more money. This is an absolute win-win-win-win-win-win-win every way around. There are lots of services like this. There are the iCow, and so, to help farmers, with their cows and managing their cows and so forth. Unique benefit number 3, and I think farming, agriculture was another area that was of interest to us. Unique benefit number 3, only mobile is always carried. The service I have here is from China. Statistics from China, 4 out of 5 Chinese, 79%, consume news on their mobile phone. How different are Nepalese from Chinese? They're your neighbor to the north. We will get similar numbers here. How is the news delivered? By SMS and MMS. It reaches every pocket. That's the way we deliver news headlines. These are not free services. These are paid news services. Branded paid news services. Unique benefit number 4. Mobile has a built-in payment mechanism. Service comes from Ghana. This is Ghana. Ghana, money market, Africa. There are several services in Africa which do price comparisons on mobile so that you can select who has the better price for petrol if you want to put into your car, or who has the better price for shoes or whatever you want to buy. This is the first service, as far as I know, on the planet that has a price comparison with built-in click-to-buy links. I find that Samsung wonderful plasma screen TV I want to buy. I do the price comparison on my phone and click to buy. Beautiful. This is the future where we are going with shopping. Unique benefit number 5, mobile is available at the Creative Impulse. Service here I have is coming from Kenya, is Wikipedia. Kenya was the first country, now they're rolling this across several countries in Africa and starting here in Asia, first country to deliver Wikipedia content via USSD. For the few in the room who might not know what USSD is, when you do your top-up on your mobile phone and you need to do *21# to check up what's your balance, that's USSD. They deliver Wikipedia content on USSD. You punch in the code, what was it, let's see, I think a *515#. After that you get the menu and you can start selecting and scrolling until you get to the content you want. The first paragraph from Wikipedia is free. Totally free, delivered to you by SMS. So you order it via USSD, arrives to your mobile phone via SMS, totally free, first paragraph. If you want to read the full Wikipedia article, the subsequent paragraphs will cost you normal SMS price per 160 characters. So if you've never used the internet, you are wondering, why is my cow sick? What is going on? And suddenly you have access to Wikipedia, the world's biggest encyclopedia, most reliable encyclopedia, for free. Works on every phone, doesn't need a smartphone. This changes the planet. This changes everything. This is really accessing an information age across that digital divide, which we thought was unbreachable. Through USSD, beautiful. So, unique benefit number 6, mobile measures the audience most accurately. The service I come here comes from India, just south of your border, is the Kayura, I don't know how that's pronounced, radio station. Unilever makes toothpaste and detergent and so forth. Unilever introduced a radio channel that lets you subscribe radio content that you listen to on your mobile phone. Not FM radio, this is cellular voice. This is a voice call on your radio, but you can listen to a Bollywood artist, you can listen to the cricket scores, you can listen to jokes, whatever the content is. This is in areas where there is no FM radio coverage. 100 million people in India live in areas where there is cellular telecoms coverage, but there is no FM radio. Look how successful they are. They took 25% of that total audience signed up to listen to their content. Why not? It is totally free. Somewhere where there is no newspaper, there are no billboards, there's no television, there's no FM radio, but suddenly you can listen to your favorite Bollywood music on your mobile phone. How is this funded? Unilever has a monopoly advertising only their own brands. This is the wildest advertising idea there ever was. Exclusive address. My competitor cannot advertise his products on this radio station. Look at the ads served. They've already served 70 million ads to this audience which has no other media. Imagine the power of mobile and what we can do. Unique benefit number 7, only mobile captures the social context of our consumption. Here we have brand new statistic just now from the United States. I know American football is not real football because they don't even kick and it's not even a ball, but it's a bad variation of rugby. But anyway, American football, so if you think here cricket or you think here real football, soccer, I mean real football. But look at this. American men, audience, Sundays, watching television, what are they doing? Half of them are enjoying that television show with their friends through SMS. This is the home of Facebook. Where does Facebook come? Only 40% use any social media, including Facebook. Of course, it will be here too. When the big cricket match is going on, of course you are sending text messages to your friends and what's going on and so forth. If you're not sitting in the same place with him or her and sharing it, you want to share the experience. I'm a big fan of Formula One racing. Every single Formula One Sunday, I send at least 200 text messages to my friends, sharing about, what's happening to Kimi Räikkönen and, etc. And so, I mean, my passion. So this is what we do. So, unique benefit number 8, mobile enables augmented reality. Now I need to take a pause here. How many know what is augmented reality? Please raise your hand. How many know? There are more of you. Please raise your hand. Okay. Let me explain briefly before we go further. Augmented reality is using the ability of the camera phone, where it could normally take a picture or video of what you see, and enhancing it, adding something into it. Imagine that you are in the museum. In the museum, you see the skeleton of the dinosaur. You can take a picture of the skeleton, you can have your friend take a picture, you can take a selfie of yourself with the skeleton. But it's still a skeleton. Now we do augmented reality, and now you turn the augmented reality and you're looking at the skeleton, but in your phone, you see the dinosaur, what it really looked like, with its real skin. We can have it moving. We can put in the background so we can see what it looked like when it was in the wild. That is augmented reality. Augmented reality is adding elements into what you could see on your mobile phone, but we will now make it magical. We will add more things to it. So, with this, for that we need smartphones. For that we need 3G networks. For that we need customers who are using high amounts, who are willing to pay for their extra data and so forth. Augmented reality is already popular in Hong Kong, in Japan, in Holland, in several places around the world, not yet here. So I just want to show you, because this is one of the 9 unique abilities of mobile, put this in the back of your mind. Eventually, a couple of years down the line, you will also want to develop something in this area. But yes, so augmented reality, where's my clicker? I lost my clicker. So statistic, those of you who are curious and interested in augmented reality, we have the first confirmed sustainable business case for augmented reality. This comes from Canada. There's a Glacier Media, is the second biggest newspaper publisher in Canada. They are now offering augmented reality enhancements to the advertising they sell on the newspaper. That it's like if you were to print QR codes or web URLs onto the newspaper so that people can connect to the internet. But now we can do augmented reality on the newspaper, so I just look at the page and my phone has immediately the web link. So that now I can buy the thing, I can see the catalog, I can sign up, I can download my app, I can buy things, sell things, vote things, rate things, and so forth. Augmented reality to a newspaper printed page. The newspaper company reports 7.5 million Canadian dollars. So that's a little bit, so it's about 700 million rupee that they are making per quarter in Canada. Canada has about the same population as yours, slightly more than yours. But obviously they consume much more newspapers. But anyway, so that you have it in context. So, unique benefit number 9, mobile offers a digital interface to the real world. Example here comes from Dubai. So we have Abu Dhabi from UAE. So Red Tomato is a pizza company that has introduced a kitchen magnet, a refrigerator magnet that looks like a pizza slice. You put it on your refrigerator. Like on your refrigerator, you might have, your friends went to Paris, so there's an Eiffel Tower. They went to San Francisco, so there's a Golden Gate Bridge, a refrigerator magnet. This is a refrigerator magnet which looks like a pizza slice. It has 2 dials. So you can dial, do you want to have some, pepperoni, and do you want to have some extra cheese, and how do you want to configure your pizza? It has only 1 button. When you press the button, 30 minutes later, your doorbell rings, and your pizza is delivered properly, always the way you defined it, always delivered to the right address. It's just like magical. People love it so much that neighbors come to people's house, can I order a pizza here, and click it, and so forth. So, kind of things that we can do with this industry. So, those are the 9 unique abilities of mobile. That is how you deliver satisfaction to customers using the core competence of what is the power of mobile. But mobile goes beyond what is the native aspects of mobile, because now we are participating in digital convergence. Digital convergence used to be 3 industries. It used to be the internet, telecoms, and media. Today, it is 17 industries, 17. 17 industries that will all merge. All will become fully digital, all will become at least mostly mobile, if not fully mobile. So, what I have done with these industries is I have moved these arrows into this circle to show you how much they have migrated. You notice the arrows are the same length, but they're a different thickness, a different width. The thickness of the arrow tells you how big the business is, the industry. So, music is a 20 billion US dollar industry. Broadcast, television broadcast, is a $400 billion industry. So you understand, the thicker the arrow, the bigger the industry. Now I'm going to move these into the arrow, into the circle, so you can see how much they have migrated. This is the map of your future. Every one of these industries is your competitor today, whether they know it or not. Every one of you in this room, all of these little companies doing their map apps, and everyone else, their esteemed guests, every one of you is in mobile today. But look who else is here. The computer business, the internet business, the television business, the banking business, the credit card business, the insurance business. All of these are trying to steal your customers. All of these are an opportunity for you to go steal their customers. It used to be that there were 4 camera giants on the planet. Canon, Nikon, Konica, and Minolta. 4 camera giants. And 2 film giants, Kodak and Polaroid. Year 2010, Nokia did not manufacture 1 camera. Today, the most used camera on the planet is Nokia brand, Samsung number 2. Samsung is the best-selling camera brand today. Minolta quit the camera business. Konica quit the camera business. Nikon's CEO says, we made a mistake in not launching a smartphone. I believe he will soon launch one. Kodak went bankrupt. Polaroid went bankrupt twice. Every one of these is your competitor. Every one of these is an opportunity for you. If you are thinking of expanding your application, you might want to consider, maybe we can do something in the space of insurance. Maybe we can do something in the area of mapping. Maybe we can do something in the share of timekeeping, watches, calendars, and so forth. So, let me show you a couple of interesting developments very recently. From banking, we have the latest numbers from the country that has the highest adoption rate, highest usage rate of mobile banking, mobile payments, and that is Kenya in Africa. The latest numbers from the Central Bank of Kenya say that the total mobile transactions last year were worth 22.4 billion US dollars, whereas the Kenya GDP is $44.2 billion. This means that this way of calculating it, 51%, the equivalent value of 51% of the Kenya GDP is already today processed through a mobile phone. In reality, that's not how money works, because it doesn't count the velocity of money, so actually the same money goes many times around in the economy. But this is still an enormous number. This happened in 6 years, from zero to half of the economy going through mobile phones. It is totally normal in Kenya that you pay your rent on your mobile phone. You get your salary on your mobile phone, you pay your taxes on your mobile phone, you pay your student fees on your mobile phone, your grocery bill on your mobile phone. It's totally normal. Okay, look at the print. A wonderful campaign we have from Britain. So this is British Airways. British Airways started to install these smart billboards. This guy, little boy, is sitting playing on the billboard. It's a digital billboard, so it's a video. He's playing on the ground, and suddenly when there is an actual British airplane that flies above, the boy gets up from the floor and says, and it points at it, and then it identifies, I'm sorry the text doesn't read well, but it says, BA Flight 217 is arriving from Barcelona. And the next one it says, then 2 minutes later he points at another airplane, goes up and points, and then says, BA Flight 477 has just left for New Delhi. And because they measure from the radar, they know what the actual plane is. They know that it's, from its signature that it's an actual British Airways plane. They don't want to advertise Air France. So they're showing British Airways planes, and it's near Heathrow Airport. They have these billboards at several of the airports. So they know that lots of British airplanes, BA flights are over. Doesn't make sense to do this in Helsinki because British Airways only flies twice to Helsinki per day. So the child would be sitting there for a long time with nothing to do. But clever and very different in terms of creating that passion and curiosity. And then we look into the sky and we see the plane. Incidentally, this is so clever, if the clouds are low, they won't, if you cannot see the plane, they won't mention it. They actually measure the height of the plane versus the clouds. Only those airplanes that are visible will be identified for the audience. So you're never looking for, what's he looking at? There's no plane, they're just clouds. Okay, unique benefit, in the convergence, looking what happened on the internet. Business example for you. I love this example from Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated, boys know the catalog. Sports Illustrated offers these nice girls in their swimsuits, every once a year, very sporty. So just, whole issue is nothing but girls in bikinis. But they offered the mobile app. I think it was 2009 the first time they did it? 2009. In 2009, as an experiment, they offered it as a free app in the App Store and different places. At the end of the app, after you've looked at those beautiful pictures of those 12 girls, the last page says, if you would like to buy the video version of this catalog, click here. And look what happened. 10% of the boys paid $1.99 each to download those free video versions. And now look at the latest numbers. Now the app costs $7.99. Now it gives few 360-degree images of the girls, etc. Sports Illustrated doesn't tell us anymore how many are downloading, which to me means it's going up if they raise the price. It's just going up, up, up. But even if it was only 10%, that means they earned at least $400,000, 40 million rupee, from a free app with a click-to-buy link at the end, if only 10% pay. And it's probably much more than that. So click to buy, put those links into your solutions, your apps, and so forth. And then look at this, from broadcast, from India. This is Wheel. This is a detergent brand, and some of you recognize that Salman Khan. He's sponsoring Wheel through missed calls. He will tell you the joke of the day. For free, you can listen on your mobile phone. All you need to do is to sign up. You sign up by making a missed call to this number at Wheel. And for the next month, your favorite Bollywood artists tell you a joke every day. Who doesn't want this? Okay, now, I'm not a fan, but I'm a James Bond fan. And you get Daniel Craig tell me, a spy joke every day. Gosh, I would pay for that. It doesn't need to be free. Anyway, they reach 1.5 million consumers, generated 18 million missed calls. Did it help the sales? I think yes. 300% increase. Missed call, media, jokes. It works. If it works in India, of course it works in Nepal. So then let's take a look at advertising. Example from Guatemala. Guatemala has a population of 18 million. This is very similar to you, slightly smaller, but the economic level, smartphone penetration, mobile phone usage, about the same. A shoe store called Meatpack sells shoes, Adidas, Nike, Reebok, running shoes. They created an opt-in advertising campaign for their loyal customers. You had to first of all opt in and accept to receive their messages. Then what Meatpack did, it went and measured the exact location of every one of their competitor stores. They sent one of their employees there with a mobile phone GPS and just tagged every single one of their competitor stores. Now, they ran a campaign. Whenever one of their registered customers walks inside a competitor store, the pocket beeps and says, "Hi, Mr. Ahonen, what are you doing at my competitor store? Come to Meatpack and I will give you a discount. I will make it worth your while." It will be a running clock discount. It starts at 100%. Hurry. Whatever is left on your mobile phone, that's the discount you get when you walk in. Now it's 99%. Hurry, Mr. Ahonen. Now the discount is 98%. Come to the nearest store. Now the discount is 97%. Now it's 96%. The guy who got the biggest discount, 89%. You can be sure everyone in his family gets Christmas gifts or, running shoes. Grandmother gets new running shoes. But they captured 600 customers from inside competitor store. This was never possible before, that you can go to McDonald's and suddenly Pizza Hut sends you advertisements while you are inside McDonald's. This was never possible before. But this is now possible because of mobile. So these kind of things we can do. Now, what if you combine two of these 17 elements? Let's take telecoms and banking. Look what is happening in Dubai. Coca-Cola has introduced what it calls happiness booths. Happiness phone booth. It looks like a big can of Coca-Cola. It has clearly Coca-Cola branding. Inside is not a mobile phone. Inside is a traditional payphone, fixed telephone. The only place you can call from that happiness booth is to Pakistan, because the people in Dubai are working from Pakistan. The way to pay for your telephone call is with a bottle top from a Coca-Cola. Every Coca-Cola bottle top gives you 2 minutes to talk to your family at home. You are working in Dubai for 11 months. You miss your family at home. You don't want to spend your money on the mobile phone calls because you're saving money to bring back home. Now Coca-Cola gives you free calls. 2 minutes for every Coca-Cola you buy. Buy a Sprite, buy a Diet Coke, doesn't matter. Any Coca-Cola product, buy the bottle version, and you can use the bottle top to pay at the happiness booth to make phone calls back home. See the opportunities that are coming here? What if we combine 4 elements? What if we combine banking and telecoms and advertising and social media? Now I need to go to a very advanced country, I'm sorry, but yes, let's go to South Korea. It is still Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola introduced a campaign where they were collecting Coke Play points. You could get Coke Play points wherever you saw Coca-Cola advertising. You see the advertising in the newspaper, take a picture, you get Coke Play points. You see the billboard outside, you take a picture once only, and you get Coke Play points. Tomorrow you cannot come and get more. But every place where you see Coca-Cola advertising, you get points. If you buy Coca-Cola products, you get Coke Play points. Of course, it's a loyalty reward scheme. But they also it's a treasure hunt. So then you are running throughout Seoul hunting little Coca-Cola treasures. And whenever you discover the treasure, you get Coke Play points. And best of all, you also could earn Coke Play points by dancing. Is this not Coca-Cola happiness? This is Coca-Cola sharing your life. You get Coca-Cola points for dancing. What can you use Coke Play points for? Obviously, you can use it to buy Coca-Cola products. Obviously. You can use it to buy a Coca-Cola t-shirt or a hat if you want. Obviously. The clever part. You can use Coke Play points if your voice minutes have run out and you need to top up your telephone bill, your prepaid card. If you want to buy an app from the App Store and pay for it. You want to pay for your messages. You want to buy ringing tones or music on your mobile phone. This means Coke Play is a currency. It is not only a loyalty program for Coca-Cola, it is a new currency. If I was working for Citibank, if I was working for MasterCard, and I found out that the most powerful brand on the planet has just launched its own branded money, tonight I would not sleep well. And tomorrow I would probably have a very, very big drink, and day after tomorrow I would be looking for a job in some other business. This will change all of money. This will change all of money. So, mobile is a magical measurement machine. It's not just a mobile money-making machine, it's a measurement machine. We can obviously measure anything we do on mobile. So, for example, from Brazil, we have numbers from Globo and their usage of the mobile internet. Obviously, we heard earlier that not everyone measures what they are doing. You should. Make sure you measure everything your customers do on your application or whatever mobile you do. But it is so much more powerful than measuring the mobile content that we consume. Look at this. We can do mobile to measure things that were not measurable. There was no technology before that could transcribe music into music notes. Now there is. It's a company called Doremi. Doremi are from Sweden. Smartphone app. Smartphone app listens to any music and out come the notes. Even if you sing it. So a cappella singing, and it will transcribe the notes for you correctly. Or look at this. Ladies, any of you have a problem with the wrong bra size? There's a camera phone app from America that lets the ladies in the privacy of their bedroom take a couple of selfie pictures of their own chest, and they will correctly measure the bra size. Now, I'm a man, I do not understand, ladies, this issue. It has nothing to do that I'm showing this picture because I knew that most of the audience will be men. Has nothing to do with this story. But the statistics say apparently Fast Company magazine reports that 80%, 4 out of 5 women, wear the wrong size bra because it is so clumsy and embarrassing and difficult to have yourself properly measured by, someone at, Victoria's Secret to get you the right bra size. Now you can do it with a smartphone, just camera, phone, privacy, and take pictures. So the kind of things that are magical measurement that was not possible before. Or how about this, from Finland? Trestima. They offer the chance to measure your forest. Now, not everyone is lucky enough to have, 1 million trees in their forest, but if your uncle does own a forest here nearby and manages it, you know how they measure forests? The only way human being walks around, counts every tree, tries not to count the tree again when he comes 10 minutes later, goes through the whole forest and counts every tree. Massive, massive error. This solution takes camera phone pictures of the forest, accurate. It's 12 times faster and 2.5 times more accurate than the only other way to measure a forest, which is human measurement. Magical measurement machine. We can do absolutely wonderful things. What do we do with that? Now we can start to use it, for example, as a password, as Twitter is. Letting us use our mobile identity as our password. Or how about really commercial use of this? My favorite example from Finland, I'm from Finland, so this is Finnair. Finnair, our national airline, invented mobile check-in. All airlines now use mobile check-in. You get mobile boarding passes and so forth. But Finnair invented it. So Finnair is at the point where half of their customers now use mobile check-in. What does Finnair do next? Because now they know exactly who is on that plane and what kind of ticket did that person buy. Then they look at the inventory management of the airplane and they notice that there are 3 seats left in business class that were not sold. 3 empty seats. Now they go to the platinum level, frequent flyers of Finnair, and say, oh, I noticed that you are flying from Mumbai to Helsinki today on Finnair's flight 722. Mr. Ahonen, would you like to buy a discounted upgrade? It'll only cost you, it'll only cost you 100,000 rupee, and we will upgrade you to business class for this one flight. Or if you want to use your frequent flyer miles, you can use a discounted amount of flights. Click here to buy. Okay, then after they go to the platinum customers, 5 minutes later, they notice there are still 2 seats left. They go to the gold level customers. Oh, Mr. Smith, you are a frequent flyer gold level customer with us. Did you know that on this flight back home from Mumbai, there are still a couple of seats left in business class? If you would like to upgrade yourself, we will sell you an upgrade for 150,000 rupee. And then they go to the silver level customer and say, if there's 1 seat more, they say, okay, there's 1 seat, the first one who wants it costs you 200,000 rupee, and you can buy yourself a discounted upgrade to be in business class for the trip home. No human is involved. This is totally automated, upselling. Where's the profit on traditional airlines? The profit is all in business class, not in economy class. Has anyone used this? Do those customers love it? Look at the numbers. 23% of the Finnair frequent flyers who have been given an offer to pay to upgrade themselves have already done it. This is why Finnair is one of the most profitable airlines right now, and the other airlines are copying this idea. So, I am here because of you. I want to share my insights with you. I want to know what you are doing. If you like my slides, you will all get all of the slides. If your boss was not in the room today, Tomorrow morning you go to the boss, you remove my name from the slides and you say, I had this great idea, and you show them on the one thing that you really liked. Make a big success for you. I want to see you 5 years from now when you have your first million and you want to have your nice little palace and we have a nice drink at your place, and so forth. I am here to meet with you. I'll be here all 3 days. Catch me with my hat. Let's talk about what you are doing, what you are interested. Is there a case study I can help you with? Do I have a statistic that can help you? Is there an author I can recommend for you to read? And so forth. Anyone who wants my book, I've written 12 books, 11 of them you have to pay to buy, but my 10th book is free. It is my gift to my readers. You have made me a best-selling author. I love my life. So we made my 10th book free. 350 pages. It's got a case study on advertising, case study on media, case study on mobile payments. It's got mobile education, mobile healthcare, all of this, messaging, voice calls, smartphones, statistics, and so forth. Go to lulu.com, look for Tomi Ahonen, you find the book immediately, download it. 350 pages, PDF. It's not in any way copy protected. If you like it, share it with all your friends and have them read it too. So, and last thoughts, let's look a little bit at magic. If you are headed to London, you might want to discover the talking statues. London has recently used mobile technology like QR codes and near field to let statues talk. They use famous actors, British actors, men and women, to play the role of the statues. And then you can hear stories and you can enjoy that moment and the experience more. Or, if you are a lady and you're interested in makeup, why not some men also interested in makeup? How about this? The augmented reality mirror. A selfie app for your smartphone that lets you pre-test the makeup before you put it on, because the mirror shows your current lipstick and you can see what color you would put on your eyes before you put it on. Simple, brilliant, easy, wonderful, magical. So, I told you about all these companies like Hewlett-Packard and Intel and Google and Facebook all looking about the future of mobile. Here's a frightening thought. My dear friend Chetan Sharma, one of the big futurists and statisticians of our industry, said a couple of years ago, the world will change more in the next 10 years than it has changed in the previous 100 years. In that previous 100 years, we had the advent of the airplane. We had the advent of of radio, of television, of radar, of nuclear power, of rockets, of satellites, of computers, of the internet, and of mobile, and plenty more. That happened in the last 100 years. The next 10 years, the world will change more. At the center of that change is mobile. Mobile is the best thing to drive your careers into the future. Capture that opportunity, make the best of it. So, that is what I had prepared for you.